Nikunji, addressing the definitional issue. Now, I was doing a little research, especially to understand what the other side of the spectrum is sort of telling about this. I read the most important websites in the world, the biggest media houses. And the common ground, the commonality in most of these arguments is that it's a Hinduism versus Hindutva debate. Of course, this has been going on for a while, but it's sort of amplified right now. For a much more younger audience, which has been convinced that Hindutva is different from Hinduism, what would your message be?
You need to study and do research. So I'll give you 3 examples. The first usage of the word Hindutva. Okay, first of all, it's a Sanskrit word. So if people who are familiar with Sanskrit, it's a sandhi, Hindu and Tattva, right? It's a combination of 2 words. The essence of being Hindu, that's what it really means. Shaktitva, Shaktitva means, the essence of Shakti. There are many different words like that, right, in our Sanskrit language. So Hindutva is like that. Number 2 is the first usage was by a Bengali poet to describe the traditions of Hindu Dharma as Hindutva, right? Second usage was then followed up with Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So it continued to use. And then finally, Veer Savarkar ji used this in defining sort of this geography of India and the concept of Hindutva in his book. So there is a multitude of definitions. What they're trying to do, just like what they're trying to do, is they're trying to reduce any of these categories into singularity. Okay. So they're saying that, okay, singularity, Hindutva only means violent political movement and blah, blah, blah. But they're not looking at this. Bharat Sevashram Sangha, which is a very important movement in Bengal, and there's a mandir right here in New Jersey. They have a book, okay, of mantras and bhajans and things like that. You know what the book's name is? Om Hindutvam. Okay, so now you see how the word Hindutva is being used. This is a native usage of the word. Can it have multiple usages and multiple names and definitions? Yes. And that's what the message for me as far as what Hindutva is. Look at the multiple definitions. You cannot pigeonhole that word into just one definition given by the Western world. Often we look at the Western world to legitimize our culture. We should look at our own words. Last year we fought a big battle here on swastika.
Yes.
If you look at today, you can do research. Okay. If you go and do research and on Google and other places, what are you going to find? The swastika is Hitler symbol.
Yes.
Correct? Now, I can say, hey, I did the research and now swastika is supposed to be a Hitler symbol. But can you tell me as a Hindu, you would accept that? The answer is no, because the fact, not only that, but at the same time, Hitler never used the word swastika in his main camp and other things. So that's a research we have done as well. So just like that, we are in charge of defining our words and our practices, not the Western world that has always been hostile. If you look at colonization of India, the British always had a very severe disdain for Hindu practices, right? That's the original word. That's the original origin of Hinduphobia. But anyways, the point is, coming back to Hindutva versus Hinduism, the word Hinduism itself is a Western construct, right? For us, there are different words, Sanatan Dharma, Hindu Dharma, etc. So we have to own our own words and say, you know what, you don't get to define us. We are going to define. We have many different meanings of the word Hindutva, and we will look at all of those on our own terms. Don't tell us, don't pigeonhole this, because that's exactly what they're doing.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.